Over 100 and a bunch years ago, when horsepower was literally that, and letters were handwritten and delivered, our man Charles Cheers Wakefield developed a revolutionary lubricant called Castrol. Originally made with castor oil, Mr. Wakefield thought, it ain't just for hair. This lubricant became the pioneering lifeblood for anything on water, land, and in the sky. Castrol's always pushed boundaries and gone beyond, from the laboratory to the racetrack. Castrol technological advances have been rigorously tested in Formula One, NASCAR, and efforts beyond our atmosphere. Driving tomorrow since 1899, Castrol's been pushing the boundaries for 120 years.
Edge Professional has been engineered by experts, with experts, for experts. Castrol engineers collaborated with automotive experts worldwide to design Castrol Edge Professional to be the very best motor oil for the specific needs of their vehicles. Canada's #1 fully synthetic motor oil's super premium brand is exclusive to you. So let's get down to the facts. The Dexos 1 Gen 2 spec is designed specifically to address the needs of your customer's GM vehicle. Castrol Edge Professional meets that spec, but also exceeds that spec in places and situations when your customer's driving styles and environments demand more of their oil. So that means that while other oils may meet the Dexos 1 Gen 2 spec defined by GM, Castrol Edge Professional exceeds it in places that can matter to your customers based on the way they drive. Hot and cold weather, stop-and-go traffic, towing, and performance driving. Edge is 60% stronger at preventing metal-to-metal contact. What does that mean? Well, that means in areas where oil film strength matters most, critically important engine components are protected better. How does Castrol do it better? With proprietary additives designed to exceed the GM Dexos 1 Gen 2 spec. Castrol invented and patented a molecule. Yeah, that's right, invented a molecule. The Edge titanium molecule actually changes its consistency as pressure is applied to it. And since we're talking about it, Edge also keeps performing longer, which keeps those critical, expensive engine components from making contact for longer than any oil you can provide to your customers. Under the toughest test, Castrol Edge Professional provides superior protection and flows better than the competition, resulting in better engine protection. That means your GM customer can run their engine harder and longer into their oil change without risking engine damage. And get this, all Castrol oils are GDI certified. This certification helps to prevent catastrophic engine failure due to the known problems of low-speed pre-ignition. We did some industry spec tests, as well as a bunch of other tests, to prove that Edge is superior. When we compared Edge Professional against the Dexos 1 Gen 2 specs, Castrol Edge Professional exceeds in the places that matter. In the cold cranking at -30-degree test, Castrol Edge performs 11% better. That doesn't sound like much, but when it's a bone-chilling winter morning in Edmonton, you can be sure your oil is getting to those components as quickly as possible to protect against metal-to-metal contact, friction, and engine damage. The next test was the kinematic viscosity test at 100 degrees Celsius. This test is a measure of an oil's fluid consistency at high temperatures. This tests the ability of the oil to separate sliding surfaces to prevent friction and wear at high temperature, keeping engine parts healthier for longer. A higher kinematic viscosity is consistent with a thicker oil film that resists runoff or squeeze out. In this test, Castrol Edge Professional performed better by 3%. This measurement is important in hot conditions, demanding conditions, where your customer may be sitting in traffic for long periods on hot summer days, with extra strain on the engine, running air conditioning at full blast, and loaded with camping equipment, and kids. Orban sheared viscosity examination is a test of an oil's strength after being mechanically pulled apart. Yeah, that's right. And Castrol Edge resists mechanical shearing 3% better than the average. This matters why? Resistance to mechanical shearing prevents viscosity breakdown. This is critical to providing the proper film strength for wear protection in the engine. The smart people in the lab coats then did the 4-ball wear test, which measures oil's ability to prevent wear under load and speed. Castrol Edge prevents wearing, scarring, and welding 3% better than the Dexos 1 Gen 2 5W30 specifications. This is good because the engine parts will be protected better while operating under load and high speeds. Finally, we tested the ASTM HFRR friction test against other competitive oils. It's a mouthful, but it's another test of performance under pressure, representing areas of the engine such as the valve train and main bearings. The industry test of viscosity stability resulted in Castrol being 3 times stronger against viscosity breakdown. This all comes down to Castrol Edge having fluid titanium technology, which gives it supreme protective properties. So let's review. When compared against the Dexos 1 Gen 2 specs, Castrol Edge Professional exceeds in the places that matter. It's available exclusively to you and the new car channel. You can't get the good stuff just anywhere. No, you and your customer have the sole advantage that Castrol Edge Professional offers. And Edge Professional isn't offered just anywhere. Hello, it's exclusive and proven to be pretty darn good. And in the lab, Castrol Edge Professional surpasses the Dexos 1 Gen 2 spec where it matters to your customers. Customers who demand more of their oil based on the way they drive. Hot and cold weather, stop-and-go traffic, towing and performance driving. Castrol Edge Professional, the right choice for the strongest protection for your customer's General Motors vehicle. And here comes the fun stuff, the legal.
Over 100 and a bunch years ago, when horsepower was literally that, and letters were handwritten and delivered, our man Charles Cheers Wakefield developed a revolutionary lubricant called Castrol. Originally made with castor oil, Mr. Wakefield thought, it ain't just for hair. This lubricant became the pioneering lifeblood for anything on water, land, and in the sky. Castrol's always pushed boundaries and gone beyond, from the laboratory to the racetrack. Castrol technological advances have been rigorously tested in Formula One, NASCAR, and efforts beyond our atmosphere. Driving tomorrow since 1899, Castrol's been pushing the